Okay, so this is like take 35 of this video, but bear with me. Speaking is not my strong point, but I wanted to acknowledge that last month I celebrated 10 years of being a licensed esthetician, so 10 years of operating my own business. So I want to share the different businesses that I have had and kind of like the highs and lows of my last 10 years. So initially, why I even got into the business, my family owned hair salon businesses. So being in the beauty industry is what I've always known, loved, and enjoyed. But after college, I wanted to open up a business, but not a hair salon because it's like, well, you already kind of know that. Let's do something different. So then I went to esthetician school just so I can learn like the spa industry because I was just set on, I'm going to open a spa and that'll be it. I'll be the manager and owner and not an operator, but being in school and really enjoying those services and giving to people in that capacity, I stuck with it and became an esthetician. But so for my first 3 years, I did Camille Janei Mobile Spa. For those of you who've been supporters for a long time, you're aware I used to show up to your house with my massage table. But those were very fun few years because everything was so fresh, new, and exciting, and I felt so optimistic, I guess. But it was exciting doing like a lot of networking and on Twitter and having promotions and all types of things. But there were a lot of lows that came with those first few years and lessons that I'm glad I learned then instead of now. Especially like just kind of pricing my services way too low. There's a difference between kind of having like promotions and kind of seasonally, but if you're like forever doing discounts, like that's just going to kill you because the person's, these potential clients are your clients that you're trying to maintain a relationship with are going to feel like, oh, this is what she does. She always has a special or a promotion, and they don't value your service, and only you can put value on it. You don't want someone else to tell you what you're worth. So for anybody who's out there and they're starting just don't get in the what was the word I'm looking for? The routine of always having a special or promotion. Know your worth, set your value, and if you want to have seasonal things, do it, but don't make that the habit and feel like that's the only way that you can obtain new business or keep business. But moving forward, so then after having the mobile spa, I did a brick and mortar business with a friend. We opened up a nail salon, and then I had like a spa room, and that was great, right? Because it's like, oh, I have a place. You can come here. I don't do mobile anymore. But with that also came lows, right? It was just, I jumped in way too soon. It just wasn't in God's timing, and me trying to be in control of my life, jumped into this business, and there were a lot of setbacks, so to speak, because didn't quite plan out my transition from going mobile. So the clients, this great list of clients that I had that I thought like, well, now I have a place they'll come, they were really resistant. They're like, well, why can't you just come to my house? A lot of them did come, but there were some who were just like, well, why can't you just come to my house? I think if I would have planned better and knowing that you spoil people, they're not going to easily just do whatever that you want, I would have planned a better way to transition them into, okay, I know you've been enjoying me coming to your house for these years or months or whatever, but I would really appreciate if you come here to my place. But nail bar, we closed the nail bar. I was getting married, moving to New York, and that was all new and exciting, but also very scary to be in a whole new city. So for at least the first year out of the 4 years I lived in New York, I would come home to Cleveland every month to try to maintain my clients because I didn't know if New York was the place I would be long term, or I didn't want to let go of the business that I had built up for the past few years if we were just going to stay in New York for a short period of time. But while I was in New York, for maybe like 6 months, I worked at this factory type spa, and all they did was like run Groupon deals, and I just did lashes all day, and I hated it. I'm like, this is like not fun. I'm not really building relationships with my clients or interacting with them. They just come in and lay down, and I just do their lashes. And it just I hated it. I hated that job. I was there, maybe, I don't even know if it was 6 months, a few months, and had the nerve to get fired. But that's another story. How they fired me when I wanted to quit every day. But from there, I did go to another lash studio with a great artist there in New York, and that was great. Working with her really showed me how to charge your worth and add tax and plus sign. With that, it was a little bit of lows because of me not liking a lot of attention. It was just me and her. But other than that, that was a great experience until I got to work my dream job with Mr. Roberts and Damone Roberts for a few years in New York. So that was amazing. The only low really with that was just being by myself, because at that point they transitioned their salon that they had for years there in New York to being mobile. So I was back out mobile, but I was back out by myself. But being able to experience New York and going into a lot of different buildings and apartments and meeting like these high level people and celebrities, that was awesome and amazing. And really the most beneficial thing was taking like my artistry and my business to the next level. But it was time to leave New York, and I came back home and opened up I Love right in Cleveland Heights. So that was, it was high because like I'm back home with my family. I'm kind of like back where I started, but I was starting over because essentially when I was in Cleveland prior to leaving New York, I did a lot of like body waxing and lash extensions. I kind of did all the services, so there wasn't one like niche that I had. So working with Damone really let me focus more on brows. So now I'm coming back to Cleveland, but I'm only offering brows, so it's basically like I'm starting over fresh. So it was exciting, but also scary. But the lows with that was really, at that time, I was also a caretaker for my now late husband. And then once things finally seemed to really take off for me, and you know, money's really flowing in, clientele is how I like it, I'm just like really enjoying what I do, it's like I didn't have that person to kind of share it with anymore. So I think that's why I probably didn't even celebrate really accomplishing 10 years in business. But you know, that is what that is. But since then, since being back in Cleveland and opened up I Love, I've expanded now. So now I have I Love Suites, which is like a boutique studio for estheticians. Because one thing I will say on this journey is that I always felt kind of like alone as far as being an esthetician and not really feeling like there's a place. You either have to be like really beauty focused, doing lashes and or just like brows and makeup, or you're more on the spa side, where I always felt like I kind of encompass both, because I'm more of like a natural, organic type of holistic, but also very much into beauty. But here we offer full aesthetic services. So, you know, I do the brows and permanent makeup. We have another artist that does permanent makeup. We have 2 estheticians here that offer facials, body waxing, yoni steams, you name it. So I've been loving being in this new space for the past year. But with that, I'm able to kind of teach and mentor and just kind of share the experiences that I've had and kind of help people like jumpstart their business. I'm really passionate about anybody who's wanting to start a business and helping them get started. But I guess, you know, staying on theme with like the highs and lows. The lows with being in this new space is really just also kind of feeling like, even where I feel like this great love that I'm able to kind of feed into other people, it also comes with like makes me feel like I'm responsible, some sort of speak, because if there's days where I feel like I don't want to get up, I don't want to do something, it's like, oh well, I do have to go in and do this coaching session with Jessica, or I have to do this for her, and it's just like, you know, it makes me feel a little bit responsible for other people. But other than that, I'm loving life. I don't think I got off task here, but I do want to take this time out to just acknowledge and celebrate that this is a big accomplishment. Being licensed in this business for 10 years, having different experiences, great, and just kind of reflecting on like the highs and lows and where I'm at now. But I hope you're having an amazing day. Check my next post on Instagram, because I am going to have a good promotion for new clients. All right, bye.